Hello, friends. I am Dr. Njweipi Chegou. I am a medical doctor and a GI tract proctology surgeon. Today, I bring to you the health tidbits, and our topic of discussion is eating fats do not make you fat, overweight, or obese. Eating fats do not make you overweight or obese. In fact, the criminal here is glucose. Glucose that we derive from the carbohydrates that we eat. And what happens is this: when you eat carbohydrates and you drink sodas, these supply glucose to the bloodstream. And the presence of glucose in the bloodstream is going to trigger the secretion of insulin from the pancreas. And the insulin is going to do essentially three things. One, the insulin is going to cause the cells of the body to use the glucose as a source of energy. Two, the insulin will convert excess glucose in our bloodstream into glycogen and then also into fat. This fat which is deposited in our body, the belly fat and even the internal fat that we call the visceral fat. This actually is what caused us to have overweight and even develop obesity. So, if you eat too much carbohydrates, there will also be too much or excess supply of glucose to the bloodstream. And because there is excess of sugar in the bloodstream, this excess of sugar or glucose in the bloodstream is converted into fat, which is stored in our body and then in our body and cause us belly fat and even the internal fat, the visceral fat. That is the cause of overweight or obesity. So the criminal here that causes overweight or obesity is an excess of blood sugar, glucose in the bloodstream. It is not fat that we have eaten that causes overweight or obesity. It is but the excess of sugar, the excess of glucose in the bloodstream. So for the people, or for you who is carbohydrate addicted, that is, if you eat a lot of carbohydrates and a lot of drink a lot of sodas many times a day, take in a lot of sugar many times a day, this ends up as an excess of blood sugar, excess of glucose. And when your system is overflooded with glucose, this glucose is the one that is converted by insulin into fat, which you store as belly fat. And that is, of course, the cause of the overweight, the cause of obesity. So we see here clearly that it is not the fats that we have eaten that makes us fat, overweight, or obese. The real culprit is the carbohydrates that we eat in excess. And because of that, these carbohydrates in the bloodstream as glucose are converted into this fat that we store all over our body. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can eat fats as much as you want. The fats are not the cause, the dietary fats are not the cause of obesity. So for the people who have been having phobia or the fear of eating fats, that they are afraid that it is the fat that is going to cause overweight, I tell them now, no. The truth is, it is but carbohydrates which are converted into glucose, which are converted into fat by the insulin that make you fat. So, ladies and gentlemen, watch out, curtail on the amount of glucose or carbohydrates that you are eating to make sure that you stay healthy. Eat fats. The fats are healthy for you and they will not cause you any overweight. You have got this information. Share the information. Share the information to as many friends as you can. Thank you and stay safe.